Okay, here we are with the battle. My opponent brings Lurantis. We see Entei. We see Mesprit, Okidogi, Iron Jugulus, and Berserker. Berserker is the one that I was not expecting to see here. Everything else pretty standard. We are going to stick with our Dupiter lead here, as that I think just looks the best. And we are going to get right into it. I didn't get a chance to play Rain last season that we played, so I'm really excited that we get to play this season first week. And let me know what you guys think of the nicknames. I actually finally decided to nickname my Pokemon for once. It's only took 6 seasons, but Matt called me out. I told him I was going to nickname, and he was like, "No, you won't do it. I bet you won't." And I was like, "Ah." So I had to come through with him. So, but yeah, good luck to Rain here. This is going to be a really good match. I'm very excited to be back on low tier, especially on Wi-Fi this time around, because I didn't get to do that last time. We were still playing on Showdown. And I do have the Fraud Lantern. Hate that fucking Pokemon. I hope it ends up changing my mind this season, but it just fit my team too well. I needed it. And going for an Iron Jugulus lead immediately. Okay, so this could taunt, which is something that I need to be concerned about. We are just going to immediately go out into Sylveon. I have enough special attack on this to always KO Jugulus, unless it's like max HP or something like that, but I'm not expecting it to be the case. I'm mainly just switching because I don't want to be taunted. We don't see a booster energy on this either, so it could be Specs, it could be Scarf, it could be just heavy-duty boots. I'm also concerned about a Meteor Beam set. Not for Meteor Beam itself, that doesn't scare me, but just the free +1 boost while being able to swap moves is pretty scary. But I know full and well that Sylveon is just my switch in here through and through. I don't need to try to like think too deep into it. If they don't taunt, not a big deal. I can get Dupiter in later and try to get my webs up. I'm really glad to not see my Melodic. And I need to find out what the possible Terras on Berserker were, because I was not expecting that Pokemon at all. And they just choose to U-turn. So we could have got webs up there, but not a huge deal that we didn't. I would rather just play it safe. We probably see Berserker now hit the field, which Terra Ghost, Terra Steel. So I'm honestly not too threatened by that. Okay, so they actually go Entei here. Okay, so we just go hard out into Donphan on this. We are Covert Cloak for a reason, so we don't get burned. And we can just get our Stealth Rocks up immediately to start pressuring their team a little bit on switch-ins. Their only form of hazard removal is Lurantis with Defog, which it's Lurantis. It's not the greatest. Okidogi's definitely a scary Pokemon that I need to be concerned about. I think the biggest thing it could do is like bulk up, which is pretty threatening into my team because Donphan's my check for it, and Donphan can't do shit to it. So they're going to Sacred Fire here, and that takes us to 295. So let me go Donphan into an Entei, and I'm going to assume it's heavy-duty boots because of their lack of hazard control. So we drop down to 295. So that did about 33%. Is that adamant? No. Okay, wait a minute. That actually might be choice banded. No, it's not choice band. Is it like charcoal? Okay, it could be like charcoal is what it's looking like to me. So I have two options here. I can either Stealth Rock or I can just knock off immediately. And I honestly think that there's a little bit more value in getting a knockoff here because I can hit something like Iron Jugulus or Mesprit, which are the two Pokemon that I expect to come out here the most. So I'm gonna knock off here. So he does choose to swap, and we are like 100% certain that that is not heavy duty boots. There's just no way that that could be. Okay, so we see Lurantis come out here, and it was a Guave Berry. Okay. A Guave Berry knocked off. And we know this is not boots with Sacred Fire. And we are just going to go hard out into Moltres here. Which, speaking of Moltres, it looks so good in this matchup with no Lycanroc on their side. I was 100% expecting that to come because that Pokemon is very scary into me. Okay, so they double. Great double here. We probably see Entei come back out if I had to imagine here. No, this is Mesprit. Yeah. So this is a good opportunity for us to get Dewpider back in on the field. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try to U-turn here, get my webs up, and then if I can hit anything with an Endeavor, that's just massive for me. And this Lurantis was at 75%. We could see a Thunder Wave come out here. We could see Knockoff. We could see Rocks of their own, which that's why I think getting Dewpider in now is valuable as it is, which let me calculate that damage. Moltres into, I'm going to take full advantage of the time I have here, into Mesprit. So that U-turn did about 25%, which is looking like that is a specially defensive Mesprit or offensive. It's hard to say. Well, it's definitely max HP. Like, definitely. So we're going to go right on out into Dewpider here on this. This is super free. They don't learn Taunt, which is something that I did make sure I knew. Okay, so barring we don't get fully paralyzed here, we should be able to get webs off. And then getting Endeavors off on literally anything on their team is valuable since our HP stat is so low. And they just choose to U-turn. I'm not even going to calculate that damage. I was going to see if that, like, I could get an offensive gauge on that, but you know what, fuck it. I have time while he's sitting here. So 199. I did like 29%. That's about what we would expect. Okay. So we get our sticky webs up here, and he's going to defog them. I mean, that's just kind of a given. But let's see if we can try to preserve this Pokemon for a little bit longer. Let me take a look at Lurantis here, who took, what, it took a U-turn, right? No. It took a knockoff from Donphan. So Donphan knockoff to Lurantis, that's about max HP, no physical defense on it. Yeah, so let me write, and that was a low roll that we got on it as well. So max HP. So Moltres is going to do a lot to this. I wanted to see what its HP was. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like if Endeavor was worth it at all. No, because we will only take it down about like 60 health points or something like that. So we're just going to go out into Moltres here on this. The scariest thing they can do is knock off, which they do have rockers, but they don't have them up yet, so losing my heavy-duty boots here isn't the end of the world, as they just choose to defog, which we kind of expected. So I have two options here. I can Air Slash or I can just U-turn, and I don't really see a downside to clicking Air Slash, because if Berserker comes in, we then just go for Will-O-Wisp on it. So, and this is going to do big damage to anything else that comes in. So yeah, let me just go for Air Slash here, as they do swap out. If we can get some damage on Entei, that would be cool. So Entei is what comes out here. So we won't be able to U-turn on the follow-up. We just have to go out into Donphan hard, but that is totally fine. Let's see how much we do here. Nothing. What the fuck? So that Air Slash into this Entei did 5 to 15, like 15%. Oh my god. That's got to be Assault Vest, right? But how did it do that much damage with Sacred Fire earlier? But that's got to be Assault Vest, right? Like, that's like Spadef Assault Vest. I'm going to test my theory. I'm going to U-turn here. I should be faster. Yep. This is fucking bulky as fuck. I'm going to go Lantern here. I don't want Donphan getting too weakened because I need it for Okidogi in the back. And we have a Shokaberry. Okay, they just crunch there. I can Surf. I can also Thunder. Thunder Wave is very free. I'm going to go for Thunder Wave here. Because they swap. Okay, and what comes out here? I would assume Lurantis. Nope, this is not Lurantis. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, I just didn't remember the nickname. Okay, so this is now paralyzed, which is good for us. having anything status is good for us. So we are going to flip turn out, as we should be faster than a Lurantis. I don't think Lurantis is that fast of a Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's actually like really slow. It's naturally slower than us. Okay, never mind. We're totally fine. So we will flip turn out. If they try to hard swap predicting, then we... Okay, so that's fine. We just go out into Moltres here now. And we won't try to predict or go for like an Air Slash or anything because of Entei being as bulky as it is. We will just U-turn because I don't want to be taking extra damage on things like Lantern or Donphan. And he's fully paralyzed here, which is great for us. But I need to try to get a Wish off if possible. It's just not the easiest thing in this matchup to get Sylveon in. It can really only come in against Jugulus and Lurantis. And even then, if I'm in against Jugulus, I want to attack that thing and just hit it as hard as possible. And I feel like every time I bring Sylveon out, Entei is going to come out in response. Since it's Assault Vest, it seems like that's his best way of taking any special hits. He does have Berserker as well, so that is something that we can, be concerned about. Speaking of opportunities to get Sylveon in, this is going to be one of them. I'm going to immediately throw off a Wish because I know he's going Entei. Like, I know he is. So, let's do that here. And I think I'm going to pass it to Donphan. I think Donphan is what would benefit the most from getting its health back, since it has so many Pokemon that's trying to check being Entei, I keep saying if I say Toxicroak, it's because Okidogi isn't on my sheet that I use to keep track of Pokemon. Anyways, Donphan is really good against checking Entei, Okidogi, and Berserker. So getting that thing as healthy as possible just benefits us the most. And if they do choose to attack here and we take a lot of damage, we have a Wish up. So we can just Hyper Voice the following turn or just Protect. I can see them attacking here and then going Entei the following turn, but at the same time, that's very risky for them. So definitely a very back and forth battle at the start here. We're both trying to play as cautiously as possible. The thing is my damage is permanent. Like, what I do against him is permanent. So that's huge for us. Okay. Just chooses to U-turn. Let me update some of these moves, because I know Mesprit showed Thunder Wave, and Lurantis has only showed Defog up until now. So I'm guessing we see Entei here. Yeah, so this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to pass this Wish right on into Donphan, who is going to go up to full even after taking a Sacred Fire. So, okay, boom, there's that. And like I said, we can never be burned. So, and I think, like I said, this is AV. Like, I'm pretty certain that it is. Okay, so let's just go Donphan here. And I think this is a good opportunity to just get our Stealth Rocks up. Especially to be checking this Entei. That's going to be the best way to wear it down. Especially now that I know that it's AV. I'm going to struggle otherwise to deal damage to this thing. So, unless it's something from Donphan. But he has plenty of switch-ins to Donphan at this point. Mesprit, Jugulus, and Lurantis. So hits us with a Sacred Fire. We are going to go all the way back up to full here. Huge. Huge. Okay, and let's just get our rocks up now. I think it's about time. We maybe should have done this initially, but it is what it is. We probably see Lurantis come out here like it did last time, and we could just get in this cycle of him trying to defog. Yeah, so this is Lurantis, so we're going to go Moltres here. They're probably going to defog because they don't want to be dealing with these rocks whatsoever. And, I mean, this also would take Earthquakes, which is probably why it came out like that. But we are going to go right on out into Moltres here, and we're just going to continue the cycle. We're going to U-turn out and just play from there. The pivoting is really what's giving me as much momentum as I currently have. It's really nice. So, yep, we just see a defog come out. I'm not surprised by that. Question is, if I was to U-turn and they stayed in, what would I go into? And I think the answer to that is Sylveon. I think Sylveon can tank hits from this thing pretty well. And they really don't want to be taking U-turns. It's going to do over a quarter, like 29. Okay, and they're going to take one. So we'll just go out into Sylveon here. We'll throw out a Wish, which is going to be helpful for us. So let's do that. We can always keep it for ourselves. We can pass it to something like Lantern. He probably just goes for Leaf Storm here, if I had to guess, and gets fully paralyzed. Would have loved that last turn, but I'm not going to complain. So let's see what Sylveon is doing to this, because we do have some special attack investment. We could KO this. Now, if we just go for Hyper Voice, what kind of position does that put us in if they go into Entei? I don't like that, honestly. So I think I'm just going to Baton Pass. They should swap, obviously. Okay, they don't swap, so we are just going to go right back out into Moltres here, especially because I'm a little bit worried about a Poison Jab. I don't know if this learns it, but concerns nonetheless. So we're going to go back out into Moltres here, and we will just hit this with another U-turn. We could, again, go for Air Slash. That is a totally... Okay, so they Synthesis, which good play on their part. I could have KO'd them here, but I really expected them to want to go out into Entei there. So, I think I just continue to U-turn. I don't think I try to predict and go for Air Slash here. Yep, they swapped, so we just need to keep chunking down Pokemon. It's unfortunate that Lurantis is just not allowing us to get up our hazards, but not too much I can do. We should have this Entei down to about 75% at this point. Yep, a little bit under. So we are very slowly chipping things down here. And we are going to go right back out into Donphan, and we are going to, once again, attempt to set up rocks. I could Earthquake here, too. Because I've swapped every time. Or not, like, I think they might just think I'm going to rocks. Because I haven't Earthquaked is what I kind of meant to say there. I really just stuttered over what I wanted to say. But, so if we say Entei, Assault Vest, and it's max HP, because I'm assuming it is. It seems like it would be at least. Into Donphan Earthquake would have... It has a good chance to KO. And then if Lurantis comes out, we just go right back out into Moltres. So there's really not a... This isn't a bad play. So, yep, Lurantis just comes right back out. Man, this game's going to go to timer at this rate. So, let's see how much we do here. We did about 20 to 25%. Not a bad roll at all. And just right back out. This is struggling, like, to commentate this. Because it's like, what else do I say at this point? We're just going in circles. Eventually, though, we're going to get a breakthrough here. Another full para. Okay. I think it's kind of the same thing. We just U-turn, and if they stay in, we go Sylveon. I think that just makes sense. And if that happens, I think we just Hyper Voice. Yeah, we can just Hyper Voice against this because we can KO. Was that a crit? No. Okay, that just did a lot. But not more than I expected. So if they don't Synthesis here, we just let a Hyper Voice rip. So we've seen Sacred Fire, and we've seen Crunch from that Entei. I'm pretty certain it's going to have... Okay, they crit me. Okay, so let's just Hyper Voice here. But I'm pretty certain that Entei's going to have Stone Edge to hit Moltres. So that's not like a safe switch in. Okay, so are we knocking this out finally? Thank goodness. Oh, I needed that so badly. Sylveon KOs Lurantis with Hyper Voice. Unfortunately, we had to take a crit for that to happen. But I'm very glad that Pokemon's gone. Because now, once we get our rocks up, they're here for the game. And same with our webs. But I'm not prioritizing our webs as heavy as I'm prioritizing our rocks. If anything, like if I need a sack, I'm going to sack Dewpider. Because with it being paralyzed, there's no guarantee I even get webs off. And looking at their team, the only Pokemon that I can really bring Dewpider in on safely to like set up hazards without dying is Mesprit. So I don't see that being something that realistically can happen. I think we either see... Okay, so what is this? Is this Mesprit? So this is Mesprit. Okay. I would love to heal this Pokemon up, but at the same time, I don't want to take a Thunder Wave. So I think we now take that opportunity to go into Dewpider. And if they do attack us, we can just let off a massive Endeavor. Like, it's to the point where I'm not, like, prioritizing the webs. Like, I would rather just get big damage off. And mainly I'm swapping into this to try to avoid a Thunder Wave. I don't want Sylveon getting paralyzed because that would just... I don't think it would benefit us. I think it would cause more issues than anything else. So, let's see. They just choose to Psychic. Totally fair. And we will attempt... Is it worth webbing? No, it's just better to Endeavor. They're just going to knock us out, though. Mesprit KOs Dewpider with Psychic. Okay. So, at this point, do I want to pull an early trigger on this? I don't know if I necessarily do. And how much fucking... Okay, it's a 213. Sylveon, 213 against a Mesprit. Using just normal Psychic. I was expecting probably Psychic Noise, I think. And yeah, I'm not taking like anything from that. So I guess I just have to risk the para to try to get my health back up. Which I guess it's fine. Like, it is what it is. I was definitely expecting them to try to paralyze me. Oh, do they miss? Oh my goodness. They're getting pretty unlucky in this game. I'm sorry. First few pairs, I was like, all right, cool. But now I feel bad because this is just ridiculous. We are going to just... I think we can just let off a Hyper Voice. I don't think we need to protect necessarily. Because what would I swap in on this? Like, I don't want to bring out Donphan. So I think I just Hyper Voice here. All right, they just choose to Psychic. That did a lot more than I would have thought. And into a Spadef drop is really unfortunate here. But we do a good chunk back. But we are going to have to swap here. We don't have a choice about that. And I think we go Lantern. Because this doesn't get paralyzed. And I can just flip turn out. Or I can double back out into Sylveon. The only reason I have to swap here is because of that special defense drop. So yeah, let's do this. Let's go out into this Pokemon here. We got this Mesprit at about 45%, and it knows Psychic. Okay, and they just choose to U-turn there. I honestly don't know what we see come out here. Maybe Entei or Jugulis to go for a ground move. Which I think if either of those come... If Jugulis comes out, we paralyze it. If Entei comes out, we flip turn. Or maybe we just hard swap on Entei. Or at that point, I could just surf it. I would like to see Jugulis, though. Because getting a para on Jugulis would be massive. It would, like, best case scenario. But I do need to get Donphan in at some point to get my rocks up. That is super, super important here. We don't have too much information on their Jugulis either, which is... annoying. We only know U-turn and we don't know an item. So getting boots up would at least give us a little bit more information on what it is. So having the Shuka here is going to be really strong, especially for either of those, which if Entei... Okay, so this is Berserker. Okay. What are you doing? Probably getting up rocks of their own. I think we just flip turn and go Donphan here, always, right? So he Terras. We're going to see if it's Terra Steel or if it's Terra Ghost. I'm expecting Ghost. Yep, Terra Ghost. Okay, that's not a problem. Like, I don't think that makes this Pokemon any scarier. Goes for Shadow Claw instead of Terra. I would have thought Terra Blast because... Oh, goddamn. That did a lot. Oh, it's probably Tough Claws boosted. That's why. That's definitely why. Okay. We can go Donphan here, and we can just freely knock off. I know I said I want to get my rocks up, but this Pokemon's a threat. Or do we just get our rocks up first? I think I have plenty of opportunity to get this Pokemon in to get my rocks up. And because this swaps in on Entei super easily. Let me look what this is going to do to me. Terra Ghost. Let's put Shadow Claw on here. Yeah, I was wondering why it was Shadow Claw over Terra Blast, but Tough Claws makes sense. Into Donphan. Actually, let me see what that was doing to Lantern. So that was pretty much killing Lantern always if it's not like banded or anything. So we actually kind of eat these hits. So I'm gonna knock off just to, I want to see items. I want to remove items. We probably see either Jugulis or Mesprit come out here. Okay, so we see Mesprit. This might just KO it here, which would be fantastic. Ah, he's Cobra Berry. Okay. What's a Psychic doing to me from a Mesprit? It's definitely offensive. So it's going to hurt. Yeah, no, we can't stay in. Not Hidden Power Psychic. Just give me Psychic. Yeah, we gotta go Sylveon on this. Or we can pivot out through this, which I don't hate. But I think this getting paralyzed is more of a punish. Because of Okidogi. But then I need that. I could also just go out into this. But then we're risking a speed tie if they're max speed. Yeah, we're going to go out into Sylveon. I think that just makes the most sense here. We'll be able to throw off a Wish. If we get paralyzed, it is what it is. Like, something has to at this point, right? But I'm hoping they just Psychic. And this is at like 25-ish%, I want to say. Not even. 20. Okay. So, we throw off a Wish here, 100%. We need the health. We gotta stay healthy for Jugulus. Oh, I hate being down a Pokemon here. Which, let me look. What's Berserker's base speed? I should probably, like, check that. Berserker. Hits base 50. Lantern hits base 67. So, it needs a decent amount of speed investment here to be able to... Yeah, it needs 140 speed EVs to be able to outspeed me. So, it's definitely faster. Possibly Choice Band. I don't know that for sure, obviously. I don't know much about it. Or Shadow Claw. That's the move. Okay. Hopefully we get the Wish off here. Awesome. And I think now we just go for a Hyper Voice. If they choose to go out into Entei, that's fine. If they choose to stay in, we KO them. Okay, so we're going to see Entei come out here. We can probably get a little bit of damage off on it, but it's probably worth getting my rocks up the next time I bring out Donphan. Yep, so this is Entei here. So we're probably only going to do like 5-ish% to this if we land, because we're paralyzed. Okay. Alright, we got this down to like 60. Not too bad. And we were just going to go out into Donphan on this. We're at full HP. So this is fine. I could also make the riskiest play and go this. Because if they have Stone Edge, then we'll see it, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to pivot through Moltres. So I'm going to go Moltres here on a Sacred Fire, and then I'm going to bait a Stone Edge. We know we're faster than this. They Iron Head. That's even better. Alright, and now we just U-turn out. So we've seen Sacred Fire, Crunch, and Iron Head from this. And we got this down to about 55%. Okay, so we just took a lot less damage doing it that way, which I like a lot more. Donphan needs its health. And we are now going to get our rocks up. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm getting them up. I'm going to start chipping down stuff. If Mesprit comes out, we just go right back out into Jugulus. This is fine. Totally fine. Now, I kind of want an Earthquake to just KO this. Because, again, if Mesprit comes out, we just go Sylveon. So it's not a big deal. Alright, and we're going to KO this Entei. Thank goodness. Okay, so I never wrote down Berserker. KOs Lantern with Shadow Claw. And then Donphan KOs Entei with EQ. Okay, massive. We are quite weakened, which is never fun. But if Berserker comes out, God, excuse me, I think we could just go out into Moltres and try to get a Flame Body. It's risky, though, because it could go for a rock move. Like something like Rock Tomb, I think. Berserker. It definitely gets, like, Rock Tomb. Oh my god, it doesn't get a rock move. That's huge. I thought it would get, like, at least Rock Tomb. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, if Berserker comes out, we just go out into... Okay, so this is this. It's going to live. Barely. If we had Ice Shard, that'd be huge, but we do not. I think we just go Sylveon. Play it safe. So this thing is at, like, 8%. Oh. Alright, now we have to put up a wish because of that. Which is annoying. But is what it is. We will, we'll get that up. And then, I don't know if it's worth protecting the next turn or if it's just worth KOing them. It's probably just worth KOing them after this wish. Okay. Let's not do it a third time. Okay. Please protect. Please. Okay. Whew. I almost just got punished so hard for paralyzing that Lurantis as many times as I did. Holy shit. That was fucking terrifying. Gee, like, the only thing that could have made that worse was, like, a Spidef drop. Like, that would have just made that infinitely worse. But now we have to do it again, unfortunately. There. I fucking spoke it into existence. I just... God. God. Fuck. Alright, we have to risk one more para. Okay, there's two things we can do here. We can pivot to Moltres and KO it with that. Which I think we need to do. We need this thing healthy for Jugulus. Like, I think we have to make this play. It's just like, I don't know if I'm going to outspeed it. Because Moltres is naturally faster. Wait, what's my Moltres speed investment? 290 into a Mesprit. Which if I put... Because I know I had this outspeeding Lycanroc, I'm pretty sure. Timid. Okay, we always outspeed this with this, so we're going to go out into this. We can't take that chance. Like, Jesus Christ. This Mesprit just hacks me out. And losing health on this, like, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, and we just U-turn and KO this. Whew. Okay. Moltres KOs Mesprit with U-turn. That should not have been Moltres' kill. Like, we definitely... That should have been Sylveon's, but it is what it is. Okay. So, what's the biggest punish here? Like, what... If I go Donphan, we probably see Jugulus come out. But if we go Sylveon, we see the other two come out. And if we go out into Gallade, it's also probably Jugulus. So I think Donphan is the piece of this puzzle we don't need at this point. As much as I would love to wish this up, it's easier for me to deal with Berserker and Okidogi than it is to deal with Jugulus. So I think it's just better going into this and then allowing one of those two Pokemon to come in. If we see Berserker... Honestly, if we see either of them, I think it's worth just going right back out into Moltres and trying to get a burn off on them. Because we know that Berserker can't really touch Moltres. Like, it can Shadow Claw me, which will probably do a lot, don't get me wrong. But we chance the Flame Body, and we can chance... if we live, we can just Will-O-Wisp them. Jesus Christ. I'm tired. It's late. And if Okidogi comes out, we definitely go Moltres, I think. Okay, this is Jugulus. So it's not heavy-duty boots. Okay. Do I keep this alive? Do I go out into Sylveon? How much health? Fucking hell. Move the wrong way again. Okay. I think we go Sylveon. I think we keep this alive a bit longer. I didn't plan on it, but this might be choice Jugulus. Let me pull up just Sylveon versus Iron Jug. I want to see how much they do. We're at 347. So I did 140 damage. 347 to 207. And wait, they have flash cannon. So I did about 35%. That's not choice specs. Okay. What do I want to do here? Do I want to just hyper voice, which will do a lot to anything that comes in? Do I want to throw up a wish? I think I just want to attack. Like, we're at that point in the game where it's just damage is just so important. So yeah, we're going to do this. I think this might be modest choice scarf, maybe? Let's go. Yeah, I think that was modest choice scarf, if I'm calculating that correctly. Sylveon KOs Iron Jug with Hyper Voice. So that's huge, because at this point, I think Gallade will just win this game. Let me see what I'm doing. Gallade to Berserker if it's Terra Ghost. I don't actually think I quite kill it yet. I don't want this to just get a free. Oh, okay, if I baton pass, that's so bad. If I get paralyzed from the baton pass, so I think I go Moltres here because we can burn it and then we can go for an air slash, which will do a ton. And if he KOs me, that's fine because that just allows me to go out into Gallade. So they do bulk up. So I don't even know if it's worth risking the Will-O-Wisp if they're Lumberry, right? So let's look Moltres into Okidogi. Bulk up. So if it's specially defensive, this will still do about half. So I think that this is the play here. Okay, and they're not specially defensive. They are offensive. As they just choose to bulk up again, which really leads me to believe they're Lumberry. They wanted me to try to burn this Pokemon. But I just couldn't allow that to happen. Okay, so Moltres picks up another one here. That's 2 for Moltres this game. Moltres KOs Okidogi with Air Slash. Yeah, they had to have been lumped to go for a second one there. I'm really glad that I didn't go for it there. I'm going to go for it here, though. Get a burn off on this. This will be huge. This thing's at, like, little over 75%. We'll, like, say 77 just to be precise. Okay, and we land the Will-O-Wisp. Huge. So we take down this Pokemon, essentially. I mean, let's see what it does here. I'm curious. That still does a good amount. Oh, it's Life Orb? I didn't notice that earlier when it KO'd Lantern. Totally missed that. I think we just stall this out. Like, I play for differential at this point. It's kind of dirty, but I think I just got to do what I got to do. So I think barring, like, crits, and even a crit, I don't think is going to KO me here. So, and we're going to very slowly chip them down with both burn as well as Life Orb damage. We're going to boost one more time, and then we'll Air Slash on the follow-up to probably, I assume, end this game. I just got to play it as safe as possible at this point, especially after the Sylveon conundrum that I was running into. I can't believe I got paralyzed, or crit twice into paralyzed. Like, that was so bad. I was shitting my pants a little bit. I was like, oh, fuck, this might just be game. But taking down Jugulus there was huge for us. And getting rid of Lurantis in the early game was also really big because that Pokemon was causing us a ton of issues. So Moltres picking up another KO. Moltres the fucking goat out here. My God. I only brought this Pokemon to check Lurantis, but it ended up doing a lot more. So I love it. Moltres KOs Berserker with Air Slash. GG's to Rain. Go check out his Twitch channel. I will have it linked down in the description. I know he live streams all his games. I don't know if he live streams really much else, but I know all of his draft games he does. So be sure to check that out. If you enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. We're getting really close to 300 subscribers, which I want to hit by the end of the year. And check out the VDL linked down below. We're always looking for new coaches. And if you're excited for Season 6 of the VDL, just drop a like again. You know, I'm just going to say it one more time because I'm very excited to be doing low tier again. But yeah, that's about all I got. I'll see you later. Peace.